Hello teachers and my fellow listeners. I'm Rong from class R1, and on behalf of my FIE group, which is group 2, I will be presenting to you guys our group project proposal, which is an eco-friendly hydroponics farm. And in order to do that, we have decided to go along with the idea of an eco-friendly hydroponics farm. An hydroponics farm makes use of water-soluble nutrient mixture for growing fruits, vegetables, or flowering plants, and it does not require soil for the plants to grow. So normally in conventional farming, farmers will use tap water to water the plants, and the soil will absorb the nutrients contained within the soil, and the roots of the plants will absorb it to get water and the right nutrients for the plants to grow. However, on the other hand, for hydroponic farming, the roots of the plants will get direct contact with the nutrified water itself, and this will in turn help the plants to absorb the nutrients faster and grow faster lah. Our hydroponics farm will also be distinguished from other farms as it will be more eco-friendly and cost-efficient as compared to other methods of regular farming, as it uses clean energy from solar panels as renewable energy, and it uses rainwater that is regularly supplied by the monsoon rainfall in Singapore to water the plants. So that will be the main advantage of hydroponic farms over conventional farming methods. Over here, you can see the Gantt chart we did for our FIE project over the first 3 weeks of January. You may pause the video to take a closer look at it. Next, I'll be showcasing the brainstorming process for our project. For the brainstorming process, we decided to use a mind map.
For this slide, we'll be showing our planning, research and development for this project. We have the empathy map towards consumers, storyboard and journey map.
I will now be elaborating on the possible features of our hydroponics farm. The possible features of our hydroponics farm will include an automated crop watering system, robotic arms for harvesting crops, the usage of clean energy, which is solar energy from solar panels on rooftops for electricity. I will now be elaborating. Next feature will be a rainwater harvesting and storage system that purifies rainwater to water the crops, which will be located on top of rooftops of hawker centers, markets or HDB flats to facilitate in the collection of rainwater. Also, a pH monitoring and adjustment system which monitors the pH level of the rainwater stored in the tanks using a pH sensor and adjusts the pH level accordingly using a touchscreen interface with acids and alkali to adjust the water pH levels to the optimal sweet spots for crop growth. Next feature will be water purification and sanitation system. The rainwater will then be purified and sanitized to prevent bacteria from infecting the crops. The purified rainwater will flow down to another water storage tank at the base level using gravity via a network of water pipes. Next will be an easy-to-use touchscreen interface ordering system like McDonald's. This interface will help customers to pick the vegetables they want, and the vegetable will be given to them when reaching the queue number. These are the benefits of our product. You may pause the video to take a closer look at it.
So moving on, we conducted an online survey using Google Docs to understand the current economy of the consumer and retrieve some general feedback on our product. About 87.5% did not work in the engineering sector. Only a minor 12.5% have worked in the engineering sector. Moving on, from this image, we asked the consumers on the thoughts on our proposal, and the main reason why we did so is to get the surveys and opinions on our hydroponics farm farm on the whole after reading our proposal. Our surveys mostly seem to went along with our proposal as seen on the image, and some others raised an issue about not having ample space to install the hydroponic farm. For this slide, we move on to about which features that the surveys find useful or good. So in this slide, the use of solar energy and other clean sources of energy came in first, as all of them had selected it as one of the good feature of our product. And in second place came in rainwater purification and sanitization, while the third one was the automated crop watering system, which came in third place. For this slide, we wanted to find out on the features of our hydroponics farm, the minus factors of our product. So, as can be seen from the image, they mainly chose robotic arms probably due to the cost of the robotic arm. And their main concern was the cost and whether the robotic arm were able to harvest as well as manually harvesting the crops, and whether it will affect the selling price of the vegetable harvested by the robotic arms. This question is set to get more ideas from the surveys on the possible weaknesses of our product. Many surveys question again on the high expenses of our proposal due to the high cost incurred to purchase an industrial-sized robotic arm. As the cost to manufacture the arm will be high, it is most likely that the cost to operate and maintain it will be high as well. A few surveys expressed their interest on whether the farm would be of any use if Singapore was facing a drought, as our product is mainly dependent on rainwater supply from the monsoon rainfall. Our product may have to take away the robotic arm in order to reduce operational costs and keep it economical for everyone, and also seek out other sources of water supplies. This question aims to get the users' ideas for improvement of our proposal directly from them. We mainly did not have many comments. However, there were certain comments on whether the product would have enough power source to run on and whether there would be ample space for the product to be placed. We would have to take a different stand towards this situation and plan out how are we going to place the farm such that it allows ample space for it to be placed in.
This is our current prototype for our modular hydroponics farm. It is comprised of 5 main components shown on the screen now. This is a single farm module. It is an independent self-regulating farm that monitors the crop in its grow beds. Multiple farm modules can be stacked and arranged side by side, making an array that is infinitely expandable to suit the area it must occupy. Inside the farm module, a pump cycles water from a tank to a reservoir beneath the grow beds. It does this according to the hydration levels of the substrate, managed by a central computer that retrieves information on crop growth via sensors. This method of hydroponics farming is known as ebb and flow. The farm module can also adjust the pH and nutrient levels of the water, creating a suitable environment for maximum crop yield. Shown here are the grow lights, or farm lamps. These lamps are regulated by the aforementioned central computer, which adjusts the intensity of said lamps to maintain an ideal environment for the crop. The farm modules above are on display for customers to observe the quality of the crop. A protective viewing window separates the crop from the customer. Just outside the window is a selection touchscreen, where customers are able to pick the produce of their choice and have the produce delivered to the counter by an employee. Customers are also able to view the produce from the screen via live video feed from cameras inside the farm area.
For this slide, we'll be showing how the product can be improved. Our first plan is by reducing its cost. After analyzing the responses received from the survey and doing some research and discussion, we found that the cost of our hydroponics farm will be an issue. Hence, after discussing this issue, we decided to list the robotic arms as an optional feature for the hydroponics farm to save costs for the company. For this next slide, we found that another way we could improve the product is to find more sources of energy, preferably renewable sources of energy. Since our farm requires a lot of power to run the hydroponic farm, relying solely on electricity from solar panels may not be enough since the output energy for solar panels is relatively small. Wind turbines may be a potential source of renewable energy, however Singapore receives an average of 2 meters per second of wind speed. Hence, we may need to use both solar panels and electricity from power sockets to run the hydroponic farm to save costs and have it run efficiently. For our third method of improving the product, we look for more sources of water for our hydroponics farm. The hydroponics farm may lack water during a drought in Singapore if we solely rely on rain as our only water source, which is why in the event of a drought, we may have to use tap water as an additional source should the water supply run out due to a drought. Thus, we have decided to use both rainwater and tap water since rainwater will help lower its cost.